like something, I say I like it. I reinforce positive behavior. Some of my students, they know this. I recently had a student from London who I was working with, and she talked about how she enjoyed the lessons. And most of the time when we're working, especially as teachers with our students, we're like, yeah, here's good job, good practice. And instead, what I told her, I sent her a long text saying, I just want to applaud your efforts as a student. I think the way you approach learning and the way you take notes and the way you ask questions, I told her everything I think she's doing a good job with as a student. And that allowed her to continue that effort because she will be better. And other instructors will get to benefit from that same curious, dedicated approach of hers. I have a friend of mine who switched schools and started taking classes somewhere else. And he was telling me, and I knew the instructor that he was taking classes from, he was telling me, oh, I really like the class. I don't feel like I'm singled out. I feel really supported. The instructor actually came and worked with me through the shine and like until I got it. And you know what I did? That wasn't just like, great, I'm so glad you found a good instructor. I know that instructor. I sent that instructor a text and said, hey, one of my friends is taking class with you, and I just want to thank you for being so attentive and kind and compassionate as an instructor. He really enjoyed the experience, and I'm sure all your other students are. He doesn't need to hear that from me. I'm sure he knows in his mind, at least this is the assumption we go through, right? Oh, he must know he's good. Look how many students he has. That's not the point. Like, one of the best ways to approach sharing appreciation and positivity is as if you are the only one. You are the only person who's ever going to say anything to this person. What would you say? Would you just in your head internalize what you're feeling that's positive and walk away? Or would you take that moment? If you knew you were the only person who had the privilege, again, not the pressure, but the privilege of sharing appreciation with someone, what would you do? And that's how I look at it. I don't care how many other people have said something. I don't care if the whole world, like I am person number 1 billion and whatever. I don't care if no one said anything. I feel something. I feel appreciation, and I'm going to share that with the person, with the recipient in one way or another. Random acts of kindness, that's another way too, right? These are specific. I appreciate something, but random acts of kindness, like there's nothing stopping you from appreciating a smile or giving a smile. You get something, you get an experience that you enjoy. Yes, you're with your friends at a restaurant or something hanging out and you're enjoying your time, but the person comes and fills your cup instead of just a thank you. Yeah, most of the time we do that because we are in somewhere else. But that little thank you, depending on how you say it, whether you make eye contact, say it with a smile, a nice tone, makes a difference to that person that's serving you. And you know what? Back to reinforcing behavior, that person's more likely, your server's more likely to come around and be like, oh, can I refill you? Right. And now you have an interaction. There's so many people that I have made connections with because I was pleasant as a customer. I've made friendships with like bartenders and bar owners and managers and people who work in freaking convenience stores because I was kind and I took that time to appreciate them, whatever it was. But I wasn't just thank you. I would try if I could, if I noticed something I liked, I would share that detail with that person. Doesn't take much. The other way is to challenge the narrative. Many of us think that we are kind of diminishing the impact of our voice. We might think that, well, I'm just one in a room of 100, so who am I to say anything? And I'm not, again, not speaking about like going out there and blasting people, but when you're in an environment that is engaging in a conversation that is purely negative, right? When it's one-on-one with a friend, you can try to reframe that. I have many friends who I'll talk to and they're like, oh yeah, I just can't believe this person was this. And I'll try and say, well, look at it like this. This person made you think about the relationship or your friendship in a different way. And now, you've never been confronted by this issue. And now you're getting a chance to see where you stand, what your values actually are. That's a great thing. Some of us don't have that experience to be forced to check our values. Same thing with past experiences. Like I told you about that event, right? That event showed me that I could actually create a program to help educate artists in negotiating better terms for themselves so that they don't get screwed over like myself. And reflecting on my own experiences with friends or in romantic relationships, instead of just being like, ah, that guy was a jerk, that guy was this, I can say it wasn't the right match at the right time. And yes, I didn't feel like I was appreciated, but I learned what I need to feel appreciated. And that contributes to every relationship going forward.